volume.
But no, but I'm saying.
Thank you. Yes, I heard.
Yeah, I'm late.
You've seen it already?
The larger of the Congress was here one of these, so I took a photo. So I saw it. But you're going to act surprised when they...
Catherine.
Catherine.
Yeah.
All, Stewart told me that it's time to start. I'm Barbara Moses. It is my honor as the current president of the New York County Lawyers Association to welcome you to tonight's very special event, the portrait unveiling for our immediate past president and friend, Stewart Aaron, who's taller than I am. There we go. Tonight we honor Stewart for his tireless efforts devoted to our association, not just as its 57th president, but for the many years before his term began, and we hope and pray for many years to come. Stewart joined NYCLA in 1988 when he was about 7 years old, or about 5 years out of law school, a fledgling commercial litigator. He served as chair of the Federal Courts Committee from 2001 to 2004. He joined the board of directors in 2007. He was elected to the leadership in 2009. He served as vice president to Catherine Christian, who's here in the second row. He served as president-elect to Jim Kobach, who's, where is Jim? Over to my left. And he also became president of the NYCLA Foundation that year, which is a thankless task, as I can attest. In May 2011, Stewart was inducted as president of NYCLA. He served until May 2013. Unfortunately, our bylaws did not permit him to stay in office any longer, which in my opinion highlights a significant weakness in our bylaws. I want to focus primarily tonight on Stewart's remarkable record of achievement at NYCLA, but no discussion of his term would be complete without at least a nod to his equally remarkable multitasking abilities. While president of NYCLA, Stewart remained active in the American Inn of Court, the American Bar Foundation, served as a mediator in the Southern District of New York, delighted audiences, young and old, with his dramatic abilities and his musical stylings, and kept up with his law practice. He didn't just keep up. Stewart did far more than keep up. He served as managing partner of the New York office of Arnold and Porter, which he continues to do today, and he's apparently pretty good at it. He is not just a super lawyer. No, that's not enough. During his term as president, Stewart was listed as a top 100 super lawyer, and 6 months into his term as president, he was listed in Above the Law, that very scholarly publication, as one of the best big law partners to work for in New York. The article quoted one of the survey respondents saying that Stewart sets the example of the kind of lawyer I want to be. Now, Stewart also set the example for me of the kind of bar leader that I wanted to be and that I strive to be today. During his 2 years in office, Stewart oversaw numerous NYCLA initiatives and activities designed to promote the administration of justice and reforms in the law. Under Stewart's leadership, NYCLA expanded its legal counseling project to help individuals affected by Superstorm Sandy. Stewart established the NYCLA Task Force on Judicial Budget Cuts, which led the charge and continues to lead the charge today for adequate funding of the federal and state courts in New York. Stewart testified before the Commission on Judicial Compensation, recommending an immediate increase in judicial salaries for our New York state court judges. Stewart appointed a working group on gun control reform, which issued a groundbreaking report in record-breaking time. And almost before the ink was dry on that report, it was being quoted by the Attorney General of the United States. Stewart also paid attention to the next generation of NYCLA leadership, recruiting and promoting the young and not so young lawyers who will lead us in the future. I am one of those not so young lawyers, but Stewart also recruited and promoted me. It is not an overstatement to say that I owe my current position at NYCLA largely to Stewart's arm twisting. I mean, encouragement. In these and in other areas, Stewart has carried on the best tradition of NYCLA presidents, many of whom are here. And over the years, these presidents have helped NYCLA grow, thrive, and uphold the best values of the organized bar. Now, for those of you here, those few and unhappy who are not yet members of NYCLA, we do encourage you to join our community. We are nearly 9,000 lawyers, judges, academics, and law students. We help our members keep learning and stay competitive. We offer high quality and low cost CLE seminars and webinars, professional and personal development opportunities, a great library, which Stewart is now in charge of, many publication opportunities. We can help you expand your professional network through our online career center, our open and vibrant committee system, our innovative networking and social events. And as a member of NYCLA, you can help shape policy on issues important to the profession and to the New York community, and you can give back to that community while improving your legal skills through an assortment of pro bono projects, many of which Stewart helped establish or expand. I also encourage you to keep up to date on what's going on at NYCLA by following us electronically on our social media channels, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. In fact, Twitter is another one of Stewart's innovations. He was the first NYCLA president. He did not invent the internet, but he was the first NYCLA president to establish the account which I have now inherited. We are on Twitter. The handle is @NYCLAPrez. Go ahead, take a look, follow me if you dare. I am very glad that we are all here together tonight to reflect and celebrate a leader who has played and will continue to play an enormous part in making NYCLA as strong as it is today and will be in the future. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the second most important partner at Arnold & Porter, and that is the chairman of the firm, Tom Milch, who has come up from Arnold & Porter's Washington, D.C. office to be with us tonight and to say a few words about Stewart. Tom.
I don't think I can top that, and thank you very much for that introduction. It's an honor to be here on behalf of all of Stewart's partners. Many of our New York colleagues are here, and it's a particular honor to get to meet Stewart's family. What a great family, and I'm glad you're here tonight to be able to see this. You know, I think it's totally appropriate somehow that Arnold & Porter's had the honor to share Stewart with you for the last few years because, you know, one of the things he does very well, and he's really gone out of his way to do it, is to educate many of his colleagues, particularly me and others, about NYCLA during the time that he's been president. He has gone out of his way to tell us about the activities and things that he has been involved in, but even things that he's not involved in, but that the association's involved in. And I think What struck me about that was that in a lot of ways we share something in common. Because Arnold & Porter as a law firm aspires to do more than generate statistics for the legal press. We actually care a lot about trying to make sure that we play some role in the community, that we play a role in public interest. We have a very active pro bono program, diversity program, and a lot of what we are trying to do seems to be exemplified by what this association does every day. And I just applaud your activities, both under Stewart's leadership and in the time ahead. You know, it's not hard to sing Stewart's praises, and I'm not going to attempt to do that literally. I need to tell you, however, that one of Stewart's most important accomplishments at our law firm was when we had an open mic at our annual meeting. And the people who organized that, we had a piano bar, and it was a singing occasion for people to come together, and we couldn't seem to get it started until Stewart got up, and when he got done singing, everyone was willing to go. In fact, Stewart's enthusiasm and his openness is contagious, and it's affected his colleagues throughout our law firm, and we just think that he's a firm treasure. We're really lucky to have him. And the other thing I wanted to mention about Stewart before I conclude is that Stewart's practice, I think, has really benefited from the association in an interesting way. When he first joined Arnold & Porter a while ago, he had primarily a background in securities litigation. He was a commercial litigator. But over time, his practice seems to have broadened a lot. He ends up being really a trusted counselor to people in a wide range of areas, all somehow affected by litigation. But he's doing more and more. He's done more international litigation. He's done different kinds of work, and he's done more trial work of different kinds. And I think that one of the byproducts here is that Stewart is getting more and more comfortable being more and more eclectic about what he does in practice, and I think part of that is a function of just the experience he's had with all of you and all the tidbits he's picked up over the time that he's been here. So he is a treasure of our firm. We are extremely fortunate to be able to join you tonight. I can't wait to see how well the portrait has come out. I'm sure it's going to be terrific. And Stewart, quite an accomplishment, and for everyone in the association, thank you for having us.
I'm the Director of Administration at Arnold & Porter.
And I'm Sophia Giannakopoulos, Executive Director of the New York County Lawyers Association. And we are so happy to have you here this evening. And we see so many of Stewart's colleagues, friends, and family members are able to join us.
I'm going to start by stealing a joke from Stewart's beloved and longtime assistant, Mary Steinberg. It is our sincere pleasure to have you here tonight at Stewart's public hanging.
May the odds be in your favor.
I've worked with Stewart for over a decade, almost, in his various leadership roles at Arnold & Porter, and I can attest to the fact that Stewart isn't just a talented actor or an off-Broadway singer. Stewart is also a fearless leader, a dedicated mentor, and an unwavering friend. He takes a true satisfaction in empowering others, which we've each personally benefited greatly from. And it isn't just his musical abilities, I understand, that set Stewart apart and make him unique. I actually also heard a rumor that he was, in fact, a really tremendous lawyer.
I've kind of heard the same thing. What comes to mind is super lawyer. So tonight, it gives us great pleasure to present the award for the best super lawyer performance in a music video. May we have the envelope, please? Wow, what a big envelope. Yeah. And the award goes to Stewart Aaron for the music video Swan Song. supported by Stewart Aaron on ukulele, Peter DeZozo.
And the music video, please. Which could have posed a real challenge for the artist who is tasked with capturing his essence in portrait.
But nobody said it was impossible.
So, the award for Best Leading Male in a Portrait and Young Talented Artist goes to...
May we have the envelope, please? Thank you. Oh, the suspense. And the winners are...
Stewart Aaron and Rachel Sword! Rachel, please stand up specifically and let us applaud you for creating the version of Stewart Aaron who will forever stare back at us. So I know we feel like the anticipation could not get any higher. Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel, if you would join us for the honors. It is our most sincere pleasure to unveil the portrait of our very own Stewart Aaron.
So this is sheet music in the lower.
I did. That's great.
So it's so nice to see all of you here tonight to celebrate this evening with me. I have a lot of people to thank, and I'll be brief, I promise. First, I'd like to thank Barbara Moses, NYCLA's president, for her kind words. My thanks also to Tom Milch for making the trip up from DC. You're a great leader, and I'm very fortunate to have the opportunity to work with you. And my thanks to the firm and all of my partners who are here for all the support that they gave me and enabled me to carry out NYCLA's mission. And I could not have carried out NYCLA's mission without the support and assistance of Sophia Giancopoulos, who you just saw earlier, for my NYCLA job, and for my Arnold and Porter job. Kelly Cooney, the New York Director of Administration, has been a tremendous help, and as she mentioned, Mary Steinberg has been with me for many years, more years than I care to remember, and she cares to remember. And she helps me with everything I do. And to Rachel Sard, my immense gratitude for creating such a wonderful portrait. Thank you very much. And to the NYCLA staff who's here, including Tony Valenti, who's taking my photo, and everyone else who's here, thank you for all your hard work and dedication. My parents are here in the front row. They were here for my induction. My father Henry, my mother Norma, my sister Janice. I'm so glad you could be here. My wife Christine is sitting to their right. Christine, thanks so much for all your love and support. Probably missed some people as they came in, but the rest of my family, my father-in-law Gene, my mother-in-law Barbara, I see my brother-in-law Rob, my brother-in-law Scott. Scott drove up from Maryland, but he's a federal employee. I guess you get a lot of days off. And there's somebody, at least one person here from Syracuse College of Law, Miles Bottrell. All I can say is go Orange, right? The tournament's coming up, and Rob, I forgot, went to Syracuse as well. I don't know, them being in the ACC is really like this weird thing, but who knows, we'll see what happens. So for some serious remarks, but as I promised they'll be brief. As most of you know, NYCLA is a wonderful organization founded in 1908 as one of the first major bar associations in the country to admit attorneys who are licensed to practice law. That was the qualification. Didn't matter what your gender was, what your race was, what your religion was, or what your ethnicity was. Now, we often take this inclusionary spirit for granted, but recent events in Arizona and elsewhere remind us that we must be ever vigilant to stand up for the rights of all and to ensure equal protection of our laws. NYCLA's mission includes 4 important components, and these are 4 of many, but these are the 4 that I chose to call out. First, arranging for the provision by its members of free legal services for indigent, low-income, and others in need, ensuring access to justice for all, advocating for a strong and independent judiciary, and encouraging diversity throughout the legal profession. Those are things that I'm obviously very proud of to be following in that tradition, and wonderful that NYCLA has those as at the center of its mission. And now the canvas that is NYCLA was created by the brushes of nearly 9,000 members who carry out NYCLA's mission on a daily basis. It is embellished by the staff of NYCLA who work day in and day out in providing services to our members and the New York legal community. The painting that emerges from the collaborative work of NYCLA members and staff is something to be proud of and something I am proud of, and something that will endure even as our profession undergoes profound change that challenges us all. NYCLA is a place where we can all come together and promote the best in the legal profession. Now, those of you who serve on the board and on various committees know we may not always agree on all the difficult and complex issues that confront us, but so long as we work together in remembrance of those who came before us and all they accomplished, NYCLA will continue to be a shining light here in the shadow of one of the greatest calamities of human history. So how do we do it? How do we move forward? From my perspective as a bar leader, I believe the answer lies in each of us being willing to give of ourselves for the common good. We need to step forward and volunteer, become involved in leadership of NYCLA, join a NYCLA committee, work in one of our many pro bono programs that NYCLA has to offer. During the course of my NYCLA presidency, for those of you who are here for some of my talks, and including over at St. Paul Chapel when I was inducted to this great association, I often spoke of the singer-songwriter Harry Chapin. Harry was this fellow that went around giving concerts. It was often said his voice wasn't too good, but he kind of did folk songs, whatever, and he died tragically on the Long Island Expressway on the way to give one of the many charity concerts he gave. And he donated proceeds from every concert that he participated in to one of the hunger charities. World Hunger Year is what it used to be called, and I'm quite frankly forgetting what it's called today, but it carries on. But what Harry said, and I'm excerpting some of his words, most of us operate in some kind of vacuum. We are all searching for a positive affirmation of our existence, some indication that it matters whether we are alive or not. Volunteerism is a right, and we volunteers are carrying on in the heritage of this country. Harry continues, I therefore challenge the people here not to be passive or just pat ourselves on the back and say how wonderful we are. The whole job is to get more people to go out and do it. Not only because volunteering is rewarding, but because it is our responsibility as citizens of this great country. Now, if you're an attorney, of course, it's an important part of your profession that you zealously represent your clients and work in prosecution of the claims they're bringing and the defense of claims that are being brought against them. Like Harry, however, I challenge you to do more. Find something you're passionate about. Find a client who cannot afford your legal services and represent her pro bono. Assist a nonprofit in their legal needs. You are blessed with a legal education and a license that gives you enormous potential to help those who are badly in need of help. Let's all volunteer and carry out NYCLA's mission together. And when you're here in this room in future events, and I hope you will be, my portrait will be hanging on that wall, over there I think, and I'll be looking out upon you. Thanks, and I look forward to seeing you across the hall.
And one more quick thing before we head across the hall, Stewart. You're kidding yourself if you think we're going to get through this evening without a song that toasts you and teases you a little bit. So,
As long as I don't need to participate.
you don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Good thing I saw Jimmy Kimmel live.
So as further to our Academy Awards theme from earlier, hopefully some of you will know the song from this past weekend's big award that it won.
Frozen?
You should know what you were getting. Too late.
Excitement is high in the room tonight. Beer and wine are flowing free. We've all gathered together, and there's a portrait to be seen. Will he look plump or old? Is his hair turned this gray? Rachel Sard has captured him in her way. We'll show them all, she'll let them see. He was the leader we always knew he'd be. Inside this frame he'll always be, where we can see. Let it show from the walls of NYCLA High. Barbara Moe, your turn will come in stride. Stewart won't care as long as we sing our glass raised high. We can't wait to see what the future brings.
And this is like an endless loop of from induction songs. Rita's in. It's Rita Warner, Marty Stein, and the songs here. So if you want to stay and watch something, you can, but please come across the board. I saw swans inside.
Steven, how are you?
Hey, Mary, how you doing? Good to see you. How you doing? All right. Thanks. Yeah, good.
Bigger picture, what's right and what's good.